GW University, the encampment still there. It appears to be remaining largely peaceful. Our Bob Barnard live with us with the latest, very different to what we saw last night on Columbia University campus.
Oh, that's right, Marina and Joe, and in Los Angeles at UCLA, UNC in Chapel Hill, where and even the University of Wisconsin in Madison today, where police clashed with protesters. We're here on the campus, and I want to show you the scrum you're seeing down there. There are a handful of Republican members of Congress, members of the House Oversight Committee that just took a tour. We had it live on the Live Zone with Guy Lambert a short time ago, maybe 10, 15 minutes ago. They've met with university officials. They've just taken a tour surrounded by media and others through the tent encampment, and they're now speaking to reporters. We'll have some of what they're telling us here today in a moment. But first, 2 U.S. senators spoke out on Capitol Hill this afternoon, basically with the same message.
You know, there's a rot in our universities. There's a rot in the White House, and there's a rot in this country to allow this to go on.
What these students are celebrating today and trying to incite violence against Jews on American soil today, that's not okay, and we need to speak out against it. The universities need to put an end to this now. If they don't, they should kiss their federal funding goodbye.
Senator Joni Ernst, Republican of Iowa. Now, leading the charge here, the main person speaking here is James Comer. He is the Republican chairman of the House Oversight Committee. He has invited D.C. Police Chief Pamela Smith and D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser to come to Capitol Hill a week from today, next Wednesday, to testify about why they haven't cleared the encampment here. We're standing here on H Street. A block of H Street right here in the heart of campus is closed because of tents. D.C. police allowing that to happen. Here is Mayor Bowser earlier today reacting to calls for her to shut down the encampment and to come to testify on Capitol Hill next week.
Our job is to police our laws and to maintain safety in the District of Columbia. And MPD, of course, is our judge of that. We are in constant communication with GW officials and have been throughout to be supportive, to hear their concerns, and for them to understand how to work directly with the district government. I thought it was interesting, and now the members have universities in their own districts, especially the member from North Carolina, and I was watching a lot of activity in North Carolina. It would seem that her energy would be best placed there.
And that video from the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill will leave you guys showing again the protest has come here now to the street because you have Republican members of Congress who have just toured the George Washington University pro-Palestine tent encampment. They're speaking to reporters. They've met with university officials. The sense we get from the mayor and D.C. police, they're not going to go down and shut this place down unless, and no indication that that's going to happen, unless there was violence like we've seen elsewhere, UCLA and Columbia University in New York City in particular.
Thank you, Bob. Definitely according to what the mayor said. But things can turn on a dime. They've got to be ready.
You know how it goes.
There's no doubt about that. All right, we'll be watching GW closely here.
The Midnight Bandit struck again, stealing 2 more ATMs before dawn today. That's nearly half a dozen such robberies this week alone. What's going on? Fox 5 Bob Barnard is live in Landover Hills with the latest. Hey, Bob.
Hey there, Shamari. That video you just showed was recorded here. It's wild. The owner of this convenience store says he's out of the ATM business. He's not going to replace the machine that was stolen early this morning. And take a look. He hasn't been able to make any repairs, he says, because he's still waiting for an insurance adjuster to come by to catalog the damage. This is one of 2 small businesses here in Prince George's County targeted by thieves today.
Homa Bash was in the hearing. She's joining us live now with more. Homa.
Guys, this juvenile waiver hearing lasted 3 days, and at the end of it, the judge deciding that 16-year-old baby K will be tried as an adult. Now, his real name is Caden Holland. We haven't been using that in our reporting since until now it wasn't clear if his case was going to stay in the adult system or be moved down into the juvenile system.
Tonight, 3 men arrested after somebody was they were found shot to death in a wooded area of Gaithersburg. Bob Barnard outside of the courthouse in Rockville tonight with that story. Bob.
Hey, much of our information on this case, Jim, comes to us from court documents and our interview with the victim's sister, representing a still grieving Montgomery County family.
Now, there was a second victim in this case. That second victim was shot at. However, police say he was not hit and he was not injured as a result of this shooting. As for the suspect, we are told he is facing a number of charges, including second-degree murder. Shamari?
Lily, are police indicating whether this is gang-related?
That is something that the chief was adamantly making clear today, that this is not what they are characterizing as a gang situation.
And we start with the latest on the protests at college campuses across the country and right here in D.C. That tent city at GW remains a peaceful place tonight with no sign police will break it up anytime soon.
And for the very latest, we're going to head out to Fox 5's Bob Barnard, who's been out there all afternoon. Hi, Bob.
Hey there, Marina and Jim. We are in the University Yard, kind of the focal point of the GW campus. Behind me is H Street. So there is a block of H Street between 20th and 21st that is also closed because there are tents out there. But take a look around. I've counted maybe about 60 tents here in the yard that first started going up on Thursday. And as you guys mentioned, it's mainly been peaceful. What's happening now is the student protesters are here. They're kind of sitting down and listening to some adults. We're trying to get a sense of who they are. Are they professors or protest organizers from the past? But they're kind of giving a history lesson to the students who are from not only GW, but other universities around the D.C. area who are kind of leading this protest, saying, look, they want GW to divest its endowment from companies doing business with Israel. And you look behind these guys, here are the barricades that were surrounding the yard from Thursday night till about Sunday, and then the students just grabbed them and threw them in a big pile here. We've had a chance to speak to a couple of students, a Jewish student from GW and a Jewish student from Georgetown who is one of the protest organizers.